Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lindsey Gremont, and I wanted to welcome all of you to our essential oils class this afternoon. A lot of y'all have been joining our nightly classes, but I had a few requests for a day class, so we're trying that out too. Let's see how it goes. We are recording this, so if you want to share it around afterwards, you are more than welcome to. I'm absolutely thrilled you've taken time out of your busy day to join us, whether you are brand new to oils or looking to deepen your knowledge, you're in for a treat today. And I want to give a special shout out to those of you who brought someone with you to the class today, because that takes courage to share with someone else about what you love, and your willingness to invite someone into this journey speaks volumes about your heart, and I'm so grateful that you did that. I know that you are here because you're aware of toxic products that are lurking in your homes, but maybe you're feeling overwhelmed about where to start. There's a lot of conflicting information out there and endless product options, but it's no wonder you feel uncertain about making the right choices for your family's health. You're probably being bombarded with greenwashing marketing tactics, and frankly, much of what's advertised as natural or clean out there isn't what it claims to be. Today, we've got three speakers. I am Lindsey Gremont, and we also have Tracey Black on and Stacy McDonald, and we're going to cut through some of that confusion and share some of our stories and unique perspectives and experiences with essential oils. I'm going to be starting off with my personal journey, and then you'll hear from Stacy and then Tracey. So the best part, you don't have to do it all at once. Tracey is going to share how you can easily and strategically save money as you gradually switch over products over at a time. So by the end of our time together, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how essential oils can transform your home and support your wellness and enhance your daily life in ways you never have imagined. So I'd like to share my personal journey that began back in July of 2013. Like many of you might be feeling right now, I was initially skeptical. A persistent friend kept reaching out for months, and honestly, I finally said yes just to help her out. Interestingly, the starter kit back then didn't even come with a diffuser, which was fine with me because I grew up with asthma and was never someone who really cared about fragrance in my home. But looking back now, I am so incredibly grateful to my friend's persistence and gentle nudges, maybe not so gentle nudges. If I hadn't finally said yes to her, my life would be completely different today. Sometimes the greatest gifts come from simply being open to someone who cares enough to keep showing up for you. And her belief in these oils changed the trajectory of my health and my family's well-being in ways that I could not have imagined. What led me to truly embrace natural solutions was a serious health wake-up call. The year before, I had ended up hospitalized with pneumonia. At just 31 years old, my doctors delivered me some really bad news. They recommended that I quit my corporate day job and pull my daughter out of daycare because my immune system was so compromised that I couldn't handle everyday germs anymore. And that really didn't sit well with me. I knew there had to be a better way. And that day, I turned away from conventional medicine and began researching how to support my body naturally instead of accepting this prognosis. So instead of just living in a bubble, I really wanted to know how to support my body. What I discovered changed everything for me. By eliminating toxins from my home and incorporating essential oils into my daily life, I haven't needed to use an inhaler since 2013. This was truly remarkable for someone who had depended on asthma medication for my whole life, basically. When I started using oils in various ways, I was still resistant to diffusing because of my respiratory concerns, and I really didn't know how much I was missing out. So I really wasn't a big diffuser until recently. I've become much more passionate about diffusing because I've realized they're not just for the lovely smells. My perspective completely shifted as my father began struggling with dementia. I recently had to move him into memory care, and it has been such a heartbreaking experience. For those of you experiencing something similar with your loved ones, my heart truly goes out to you. It is incredibly stressful to witness someone that you love lose their cognitive abilities. This personal experience has motivated me to take a lot more proactive steps for my own brain health. And I've even been incorporating essential oils into my father's care plan. His caregivers now diffuse lavender and thieves nightly in his room to keep him calm, sleeping deeply, and to keep him healthy. Through my research, I discovered something fascinating. A recent study showed that a 220% increase in cognitive ability was possible from diffusing a combination of 7 different essential oils nightly during sleep. Even more compelling, the research indicated that regularly changing the variety of oils provides additional benefits. This makes perfect sense when you understand how the limbic system works. Our brains actually need exposure to different aromas. It's like exercise for the neural pathways that support memory and cognitive function. Each unique scent creates new connections and strengthens existing ones. So it's not like only those 6 are great and you need some certain protocol. It's using a lot of different combinations all of the time. Now I diffuse oils everywhere. I started with just lavender and frankincense to help with sleep, but I've expanded to using all kinds of combinations about our home. You'll find diffusers in my bedroom, my office, the kitchen, running regularly. So for nighttime brain support, I've been combining lavender, frankincense, and 2 drops of peace and calming. That helps me with my sleep, but also gives a lot of variety. And in my office, I use a focus blend of peppermint, lemon, and frankincense. And when, seasonal things are going on with trees and pollen outside, I diffuse lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and sometimes raven as well. And for immune support, definitely thieves, thieves, thieves. So for emotional balance, especially after a stressful day, I usually combine stress away and valor and lavender. And this really creates a peaceful atmosphere throughout the house for everyone, not just me. For a mood lift, I love a sunshine blend with citrus fresh and peppermint. So it's quite ironic. The person who didn't even have a diffuser, I didn't even own one in 2013. Now I'm diffusing all the time and seeing it as the most powerful wellness tool available. I've learned that these benefits don't just come from any oils. Distilling essential oils properly is highly complex. Each plant requires a different approach to capture its optimal constituents. And what sets Young Living apart is that Gary Young's philosophy was purpose over profit. He was obsessed with distillation methods that maximized medicinal qualities rather than just creating pleasant scents or passing basic testing. When I've done side-by-side comparisons myself, my brain and nose can immediately distinguish the difference. Synthetic oils might smell nice, but they simply don't engage the limbic system the way authentic Young Living oils do. But here's what really sets this journey apart from anything else that you'll find. Young Living has been the leader in the industry for over 30 years, and we truly believe in locking arms with you throughout your entire wellness journey. Amazon might have fast shipping, but they don't care about your health transformation. Google and AI might spit out one-off solutions, but they're often censored, and they're certainly not human beings who genuinely care about your progress and want to hear from you personally. When you choose Young Living, you're not just buying products, but joining a community of people who understand the confusion you're feeling right now about toxic products in your home. We've been there questioning each label and feeling overwhelmed by the endless choices as well. And we're here to guide you through each step and answer your questions along the way. So thank you for allowing me to share my story with you. And I hope that I've given you a glimpse into the potential benefits that these hold for transforming your health in your home. And I'd like to introduce Stacy, who has another awesome story to share with you.
Thanks, Lindsay. And it was so fun hearing more of your story. My natural wellness journey actually started around 2001, so before oils. It was after my daughter was vaccine injured, and we had to start pursuing more natural methods for her because she was, the doctor told us you need to get rid of the toxins in your home. You've got to, he had specific things that they wanted us to go through. So I started out by just detoxing my home, started cleaning my house with vinegar, which made it stink, frankly, and getting rid of all the chemicals and the fragrances. I was like one of those people that poisoned you when you came over with, candles and everything else. And I loved smell good stuff. And back then I couldn't tell the difference. It's crazy to me because when I smell things now, I'm like, oh my gosh, that burns my nose. How did I surround myself with that all the time? But I started out with homeopathy and herbal remedies and stuff like that. But eventually in 2010, I transitioned to what I realized was making the most difference in our lives, and that was essential oils. That's where we saw really dramatic results. Now, in the beginning, we didn't see those results because I was using an inferior brand. And I was only doing that to make my house smell good. I was like, okay, I know I can't use all this toxic stuff, but I'll use essential oils because they're good for you. But I didn't see any dramatic results with it because I wasn't actually using good oils. I was using stuff from the health food store or whatever. And then some company I got online. But it was like once I found Young Living, I'm like, okay, so what is this stuff? What is in here? Because I would get these just really dramatic results. And frankly, they were also way more enjoyable to use than herbs. Have you ever tasted some of these herbs? I mean, I was like, okay, this is actually enjoyable. And I loved the way that it helped our whole family deal with emotions, right? And just about every mishap we could think of. I didn't have to be dependent on running to the doctor all the time. I didn't have to be dependent on pharmaceutical companies because we started to become more proactive with our health. I mean, I was homeschooling seven daughters and three sons. So we had a whole lot of emotions and we had a whole lot of mishaps going on in our house, almost 24 hours a day. There was always something going on. So I always joke because I had like a whole house full of guinea pigs. I got to try things out and see what worked, and then I knew to tell other people. And so that kind of became my passion was I viewed it as an extension of my ministry to women, and we kind of just formed a club and we learned together and we experimented together and we found out what worked. And one thing that really struck me in the beginning was I started to realize, okay, essential oils aren't drugs. God gave us these oils when he created the plants and the trees and everything he gave us at creation. And so with drugs, they force your body to do something that it maybe doesn't want to do. And that's why you have all the side effects, right? Well, with essential oils, it's helping your body to do what it's already designed to do. God designed our bodies to heal. We're already, that's the purpose. That's why when you cut yourself, all the white blood cells go, everything starts to happen to try to heal you. And so the oils just work with your body to enhance that and support that effort. So that's what's really cool about it. It's a gentle process and it doesn't come with all kinds of side effects and everything else. And it's enjoyable because it smells good. Except for a few oils that I won't name. I don't particularly like the smell of, but other people love them. There's oils that I hate the smell of, and somebody else says, "Oh, I diffuse that in my house all day long." It's like, okay, you go. So everybody has scent associations and things that they love and things that are not their favorites. But I only have like two or three oils I don't like the smell of, so I'm pretty lucky there. One of my favorites that is kind of my go-to is Valor. I actually do a lot of outdoor fairs and events to present the oils, and that's always what I love to lead with because everybody loves Valor. I don't think there's been anybody that said they didn't love it. And it's just so it's great for your emotions. It's great for all kinds of things. When you're dealing with anxious emotions or you need to focus. I mean, I don't know if y'all know the whole where this recipe came from, but Gary Young discovered it in a museum, this recipe that was used for the Roman soldiers before they went into battle. They'd rub them down with this stuff. It's a combination of frankincense, black spruce, blue tansy, and rosewood. And when you think about even the name of it, valor, think about what happens when you're brave or when you're courageous, right? You are relaxed and you're focused. You're grounded and you're able to focus on what you need to do, and you have the energy and the confidence to do it. So it's a perfect name for this oil. Valor stimulates the limbic system and it helps to deal with fear. It increases emotional resilience and focus, and it's a very grounding oil. So rosewood, when you think about some of these ingredients in here, rosewood contains high levels of linalool, up to 80 to 90%, which is a natural terpene that is good for your emotions, right? It supports the production of serotonin and dopamine, which are both mood balancing neurotransmitters. Also, blue tansy may help inhibit enzymes that break down serotonin, which means, that's going to mean emotional support for you. The northern black spruce in there is super rich in boronal acetate, which is a compound known for promoting relaxation, which is great if you're under a lot of stress, soothing anxious thoughts and emotional overload, which helps regulate. It also helps to regulate cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And, raising a lot of kids, I have a lot of that sometimes. Frankincense, that is in there too. And that is such a wonderful emotion supporting oil. It supports neurological health and calms brain activity. Frank is what got me through menopause. My family says thank you, trust me. Whenever I would feel like all my nerves were on the outside of my skin, kids were not listening, or nobody was, doing what I thought they should be doing at the moment, I would go lock myself in the bathroom with my frankincense and douse myself in it and just, inhale and focus and pray and just breathe. And I could just feel the tension melt. It was so awesome. So Frank is definitely my best friend. And it happens to be in Valor. So that is a big plus. And Valor also smells amazing diffused, by the way. You can apply it, you can inhale it, and it is beautiful diffused. I diffuse that also outdoors sometimes, and it always gets people's attention when they're walking by. Raven is an amazing oil. That's another blend that I kind of have an emotional attachment to. And that's because it was such an overwhelming comfort to our family when whooping cough came through our house. I think that was like back in 2013 or 14, something like that. It's what my kids call the lung oil, and it contains Ravensara, eucalyptus, lemon, peppermint, and wintergreen. So it is a very powerful oil. You can diffuse that in your diffuser, so everyone gets to benefit from it. That is one of the beauties of diffusing, like Lindsay was saying. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets to smell it. So if you're trying to be careful with how much you're using, that's a way to start. Diffuse it for everybody. You can also apply it to your chest and back. You can rub it into your hands and just inhale it and do your breathing exercises. Um, Eucalyptus radiata and Ravensara open up bronchial passages and it supports your clear breathing. The peppermint and wintergreen have a cooling effect that relieves chest tightness. And when your body's immune system is working the way it should, it naturally breaks down the mucus buildup and supports respiratory function. So diffusing it before sleep can really be really helpful. And it may improve oxygen saturation and sleep quality if you're able to just, relax and breathe the way that you're supposed to. So peace and calming is another one that I love, and that is just so calm. I like to use that on my grandbabies, especially if they're in the car in the back seat, in the car seat, and they're not calm. I just rub it on their feet. I'll reach back there and just rub it on their feet. I've actually done that in the airport, in the airplane before. Can I rub some oils on your baby's foot? And sure enough, they calm right down. They're like, what did you do? What is in that stuff? But they do. They just calm down. Y'all have probably seen the video circulating where the lady just takes off the lid off the peace and calming, and the newborn infant that was screaming just calms down and looks around. It's like that powerful. Just smelling it from a distance can be so, so calming. Gary often said your body can't heal when it's in survival mode. And all of these oils are really helpful for all these things. So, and by the way, all of these are in the starter kit. So this is such an awesome way to get started. All right, I will pass this off to you, Tracey. So glad to hear from you.
Awesome. Oh gosh, I love hearing everybody's stories because it's so interesting and just like I feel like all of us can relate to it so much. So my name is Tracey Black. I'm in San Diego, California, and I really started on this path not really because I wanted to like be crunchy or trendy, but really we had to. So 12, 13 years ago, my husband was dealing with some pretty severe autoimmune issues. He had several of them. And if you have ever experienced autoimmune issues or you have a loved one who has, the struggle. They're sick, they're tired, they're in pain. It's like they can't get out of bed. And like, despite going to like countless doctors, you're really not given any solutions to get better. And I actually used to work in healthcare. So I wasn't on the patient side, I was on, the marketing side. And so I had access to like medical directors and the best doctors in our healthcare system. And the solution was a pill that causes another issue that requires another pill. And then it's like this endless cycle. And honestly, it felt really, really hopeless. Luckily, we did find a doctor who helped us figure out that much of his triggers were food related. And that's what really started leading me down that path of like reading labels. I was like, okay, what's in our house? Like opening the pantry and like reading every single thing and clearing out the triggers, right? The gluten, the preservatives, the artificial ingredients. I mean, it really made a huge difference. But once we started doing that, that's when I started turning over the other labels in our home, because you can't just do one, right? Then you start looking at the cleaners, you start looking at the skincare. And I will tell you, I was totally floored when I started looking over our cleaning products, going, what is this? I can't even pronounce anything that's in here. Everything from like our laundry detergent to our cleaners, the bleach wipes. I had no idea that they had all these, harsh chemicals that could be causing hormone disruption, allergies, asthma. Like, guys, if you didn't already know this, many of the, traditional cleaners that are out in the stores that you go to today, not only do they worsen allergies and asthma, they can actually cause it. They can also cause immune issues and so much more. Many of them have known carcinogens in them, like cancer causing ingredients. So I'll never forget that, it was all of it kind of dawned on me as I'm reading the labels and I'm holding the canister of bleach wipes that I just cleaned my floors with and seeing my littles crawl on the floor and just like reality setting in, going, oh my gosh, what the heck am I doing? So I knew I needed to do better. And I knew that many of these things, these cleaners that we were using, were additional triggers for my husband. And I will tell you, at first, I was a bit overwhelmed and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to need to go natural. We're going to have to do all the vinegar and everything. But if you've ever cleaned with vinegar, you'll know the struggle with that. It's like everything smells like salad and not the good salad, right? Like it just has such a strong smell that my husband at the time was like, I would rather just stick with the regular stuff than deal with the vinegar. And so that's when I knew I had to make a change and that we needed to find something. I will tell you, Young Living has been a big part of that, because we discovered essential oils. We discovered natural cleaners. I love that we can just order everything from Young Living and not think twice about the efficacy, about the quality, because you may not know this, but there are a lot of green companies out there, right? Like food companies that get sold out to big conglomerates. Well, the same thing happens with green cleaning companies. I can't tell you how many that I had used in the past end up getting sold to a big company that end up changing the ingredients. They start adding in the harsh chemicals, or they start adding in the artificial fragrance. So I love personally that Young Living is the easy button. I mean, they're so transparent. You can actually go to their farms and see how essential oils are made. Personally, I don't know any company out there, food, cleaning, skincare, that actually invites their companies to come into their factories to actually see how their products are made. And that really is the Young Living difference. So we've been with them for 13 plus years and still going strong. So definitely want to invite you to continue learning and give Young Living a look. It's amazing. It's the easy button. So one of the first swaps that I made when we got started with Young Living was making our own cleaners. So I love Thieves. This is Thieves right here. And by the way, let me show you. This is the starter kit that we were talking about. Okay. And I'll go into a little bit more detail and kind of unbox it for you. But Thieves was amazing for us. Like I said, I originally started using vinegar, hated the smell of it. And so what I do instead is I make my own, right? So you can just do a spray bottle like this, adds a few drops of Thieves, and you can either do Thieves Cleaner, which is my personal favorite. And I definitely think you should add this to your starter kit when you place your order. But you can do that and that'll make your own natural cleaner. You could also do Castile soap, but I will tell you, It doesn't smell nearly as nice as using the Thieves cleaner, but I use it for everything, like literally everything. There isn't a surface that I haven't cleaned without this natural spray. So Thieves is a blend, and it's made with cinnamon, clove, rosemary. It's also got eucalyptus and lemon, but it's fantastic for cleaning, like literally everything. It's a great degreaser. There's actually a whole line of Thieves cleaning and personal care products because it's so popular. You'll see Thieves everywhere on Young Living, like everybody loves it. But not only is it good for cleaning, you'll actually notice this bottle has a white label on it. That means that you can actually take it internally too. So what I love to do, especially when I've got like a scratchy throat, or I feel like, you know what, there's a lot of skunk and stuff kind of going around during the fall and winter season. I want to keep my immune system good. And so what I'll do is I'll add a drop of Thieves into a warm cup of water and do a spoonful of honey. And then boom, that's like my wellness tea. So when in doubt, I say reach for the Thieves. It's good for so many things, but in particular for cleaning, it is amazing. So this one's awesome. The next thing that I'll talk about, okay, in the little starter kit here is Digize. So this is like the oil you never knew you needed, but like it's going to become a family favorite. In particular for us, because we deal with a lot of autoimmune and just like food relate like allergies, eating out can be really hard for us. If we eat something that doesn't agree with our stomach, or I'm super sensitive when I'm in the car or in a plane, like I will get nauseated, get car sick. So this one is definitely the one to have on hand. It is so good. So this one's got tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. If you like black licorice, that's pretty much what this smells like. And if you don't like black licorice, I'm going to tell you this is still going to be a favorite for you. If I only had to choose one to keep in my purse at all times, this is the one. It is like everything. It is so good. But how do you use it? Again, it's got the white label, so you can, ingest it. What I like to do is just put a drop on my tongue. It's very easy to use it that way. You could also put it in a glass of water, or you can do empty veggie capsules. So Young Living has veggie capsules that you can get with them, or you can get them from the health food store. But this one is so great. If you ate something that didn't agree with you, even if you just want to have freshen your breath, like you just ate something with lots of garlic, pasta with lots of garlic, this is going to be a good one for you. But I will tell you again, even for those long car rides, I'll put it like around my belly button. I've even applied it to my temples because it's got peppermint in it. It's also just really nice for all those things too. Again, you've got some tension or, you just need a little bit of relief. Digize is awesome. Okay. So next up, I'm going to tell you a couple of my favorites. Okay. Right here, frankincense and lavender. This duo right here easily saves me $100 a month. So let me tell you why. So I love skincare. I'm obsessed with skincare. I used to go to the department store and buy these really expensive, facial serums that would cost me upwards of like $100, $150 a month. And when you really dissect and look what's into it, right? They've got, their essential oils. They've got some nice carrier oils, but you can make your own and you can save a bargain doing it. You can do it for basically $5 compared to like a department store facial serum that might cost you $100. So this is what you do is you just get a dropper bottle, you add about 10 drops each of frank and lavender, and then add a carrier oil. So a carrier oil is like a fatty oil. Essential oils aren't fatty. And the delivery on the skin is going to be a lot better when you have a carrier oil. But for my face, I love rose hip or like a jojoba. If you're applying it to like the rest of your body, you could do like a coconut oil. But this duo right here, it just helps with like my tired eyes, my lines. It just makes my skin look brighter. But the other thing that's really cool is you could also diffuse these as well. So I love lavender for all things skin, but it's also great for anything sleep related. Like Stacy was saying, the diffuser is going to be your best friend. But I love doing that. And frankincense, you could also put in the diffuser, but I will tell you, it's like my precious. It is probably one of the most expensive oils in the kit. So I tend not to diffuse and I save it for my face because I'm making all the facial serums. It's so good for that. But you could even just put a couple of drops put it on your temples, and it's just so great for grounding and calming. So those are some of my favorites, and I'll just kind of do a visual so you can see what the starter kit looks like right here. There are some others in here that are amazing that we've already talked about. And there are a few more goodies. When you lift the flap, you'll see some more goodies in here. So starter kit is definitely the way to go because it's already a curated set for you. It's 12 of the most popular oils and blends from Young Living, plus some extra little goodies that you get to get introduced to, like Nature Red, and like I talked about, some of the Thieves products. But it's such a bargain. If you added everything all up together, it would end up being over $400. So you're getting it at a huge discount when you get it as a starter set. In fact, I personally will order starter sets again and again because you also get a diffuser along with it. So I love having a diffuser in every room in my home, from the bedrooms to the living room to the family room, even the kitchen. And it's a better deal to get it with the starter kit because what you're going to find is these are the oils you're going to end up replenishing again and again. So honestly, I just love putting the starter kit like on repeat on something called loyalty rewards. So Lindsay had talked earlier, like, how do you save and how do you like get your money's worth out of this? It's definitely something called loyalty rewards. So you don't have to feel like you need to do everything at once. This is the first step. Get the starter kit because it really is the best bet. No matter if you're doing this for diffusing, for skincare, for cleaning, it's going to hit all of the different things that you want to do for your home. And it's just so easy to use. So I would start with that and then just kind of do one swap at a time. And that's what Loyalty Rewards does, is it kind of gets you going with that. So it's Young Living's Perks program, where you earn 10 to 25% back in points on every order. So that's already a huge one right there. So what do you do with these points? It's like store credit. You could get free stuff from Young Living. So I'm at a point now where I earn 25% back on every order. So you can, rest assured, I'm ordering my frankincense on repeat because I love it so much. But in addition to that, you're also getting free gifts. You get free gifts during your first 3, 6, 9, and 12-month mark. You're going to get a free gift. And then after that, you get a free gift every 12 months after that. The other really cool thing is when you first get on Loyalty Rewards, okay, put your starter kit as your first Loyalty Rewards order. You're going to get points on that, plus a free gift from Young Living. In addition, in your second month, you're going to get another diffuser when you spend at least 50 PV, which is amazing. So 2 diffusers right off the bat within your first couple of months, it's a total win. The cool thing about Loyalty Rewards is that you can customize your order. You don't have to keep ordering the same thing. You can customize, change it out every single month, and you can cancel at any time. So it's just worth giving it a try. And like I said, I get oils, I get cleaning supplies, I get skincare. I've been on it for over 12 years, never skipped a month because it's, again, so easy to just order, and it's amazing. So if you're thinking, okay, I want to get the starter kit, here's what I would recommend. Get back with the person who referred you to this call, and they will have a link for you as well as a 10% off coupon that you can use. So make sure you connect back with them, okay? And then tell them, yes, I want to do this. I want to get my starter kit. I also want to get on this Loyalty Rewards because I want that free diffuser and I want to start earning points. But here's the other thing that you could do is you could actually work on getting your order paid for. And it's a really easy thing that you can do. As we've been talking tonight, you might be thinking, you know what? I've got a friend or two who maybe resonated with Lindsay's story or Stacy's story or maybe mine. And I think they would really love this too. So you could send this video to them and they could watch the replay. And then guess what? When you get your starter kit, you could then share your link with them and get your order covered. So again, connect back with the person who referred you to the call and they can give you more details on that. But that's sort of the benefit of this is you can use your products, save a ton, get your oils from a trusted source, but also share. And, there's no pressure, right? You can share whenever you want. And it's just a great way to sort of pass the love on to other people. So if you have any questions, again, connect back with the person who referred you to the call tonight. And we're so happy you joined us. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your
Yeah,
time
thanks for
today.
showing up.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Lindsay and Tracy.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye, y'all.